Hey guys, what's going on? 5869 here with From Lane to Lane episode 11. And this one looked pretty good, not too long. It was sent in by Superfresh, who's going to be playing this PA. Um, but a lot of kills this game. I don't know who wins, obviously, but I do know there's a lot of fighting, and there's a lot of, oddly enough, heroes that don't really want to fight that much. You've got a lone druid, a PA. A sniper, I guess, is, all right with fighting. Medusa doesn't really want to fight too much. She just wants to farm up. So heroes that you'd normally see just want to farm up, not doing such. So we'll kind of see how this one goes. A little bit of a ho-ho-ha-ha. 6.83 sniper. It is 6.84, though, so we don't have to worry too much about that. CM, as well as a Chen. I really like watching Chen ganks that can come around with this hero early on. A lot of fun to watch. Normally people stray away from this hero. They're a little bit afraid of playing a Chen, but looks like it's going to be pretty good here. There's the stun already from the Lina onto the CM. The bear looks like it's going to try and take the rune or deny it at the very least here. And it looks like the sniper is going to get it. Another stun out from the Lina. Going to hit on the sniper, but that's about it. So a little bit of damage from the Lina. Bear at about half HP is going to have to run all the way back to, it looks like this might be a jungle lone druid here, and I'm really interested to see if that's what's going to be the build, as he's already at about half HP, which is never somewhere you want to be. Shadow Fiend top, so it looks like it's definitely going to be a jungle lone druid. Shadow Fiend's going to be supported by this Lina against a solo lane Weaver, who should actually have an alright time on this Weaver. Meanwhile, mid lane's going to be Magnus versus the sniper here. Meg's going to have kind of a rough time until about 4 or 5, as well as when he gets his bottle, he can just spam out his shockwave there. CM versus the PA here. PA not going to have the most fun. CM, though, already taking a little bit of damage. She does have a wand, so nice little pick up on her. Going to really make the most out of these spams from the Phantom Assassin here, who does have the Arcana, as well as another set on top of that, so looking pretty fancy here. And really, there's a lot of early game gank potential here on the side of the Radiant. Like, this Chen pickup just really pressures this Magnus so hard mid lane. He does have a fairly good escape, but if you just get a smoke around from the CM as well as the Chen, it's going to be so hard for this Magnus, and he's really going to want to hope that maybe somebody from his team helps out mid lane. But when you've got a lone druid in the jungle, really, it's so safe for this sniper. He doesn't even have to take aim that often, although he's already got 2 points. But he's not forced to grab take aim to stay a little bit safer here. Normally, your sniper, you don't have an escape. You want to grab take aim. So you can play a little bit safer in this mid lane while not really reducing the amount of creep score that you can get here. But really, he can play fairly aggressive here and still feel kind of safe. And the Weaver top as well. They don't really have much later on in the game to control this Weaver. They've got the stun from the Lina, which thankfully isn't point and target, as you can still get the Weaver and Sakuchi and whatnot. But still, the RP going to be pretty helpful as well. But it's going to be fairly tough to really control him with the time lapse, as well as look at this Chen already getting a nice little stack there. Usually you see the large camp get stacked, and he's actually got another Ripper there. So nice little pickup there if he wants to stack a large camp yet again and then use the Ripper, or could really benefit the sniper if he sends the Ripper mid. Usually we do see that you can win the lane so easily if you... Do we have a Harpy here? No. Usually if there's a Harpy, the Harpy can just harass out so much with that chain lightning there. Meanwhile, PA going to be tanking some damage there. Not too much, though. And we're starting off pretty quiet here. Lone Druid in the jungle. Did send his bear home to heal up a little bit. Looks like he's just going to be rushing a Midas. We'll see if he puts the new Aghanim Scepter Druid into this game. If you can get the amount of farm to get, a Radiance, couple items, and then an Egg Scepter. Just the Lone Druid bear just farming on its own is so difficult for them to deal with. Weaver's just going to dip into the small camp there and block it. So they won't grab another pull. Unfortunately, not going to see that courier. That could have been an easy pick for him. And a sentry in lane already, as well as an observer ward. So there's the stun going out. Do they have the raise combo here? Shadow Fiend, just one more raise, not really paying attention. And oh, the salve's going to get canceled, though. Did have 6 wand charges still on the Weaver, so he should be alright. Lina is going to look for the stun here, but it's not going to land. Actually, the Dragon Slave's so close there. Just barely going to survive. This Weaver's going to have to go home. And Medusa now tanking up a couple tower shots. Not really... expecting, I guess, the aggro to go on her, and Shadow Fiend gonna have a nice time top lane as well. Picked up the straight Aquila before boots here. Really wants the damage in lane, although I don't think he needed it against the Weaver. Probably could have just rushed up on a Midas here, getting pretty much uncontested farm. Already with 22 souls. Nice little bit of soul. Is going to miss that catapult, unfortunately, for him. But PA doing a good job on this off lane of not dying, honestly. You'd expect the Chen, though, to come up and maybe deal a little bit more damage. Does stack the camp here. I'd say switch out the Wild Wings, but just going to use the one that's almost dead and grab this triple stack. So Chen making nice use of the Wild Wing. We actually saw recently at the Summit 3, I believe it was Cloud9 getting a little bit unlucky. Not getting any Wild Wings there, but not so much in this pub. Weaver does look like he actually went to the mid lane here. Is he thinking about perhaps ganking this Magnus or just... actually, he could kill the bear here. That would be absolutely huge. Does he have a resummon? He does. Is he going to Sakuchi? Perhaps he will be able to get it with the Sakuchi. Is the bear going to get denied here? No. 300 gold to the Weaver. That's absolutely huge. Perhaps he can kill the Lone Druid as well, who just resummoned. He's got an 8 wand charge. There's the Sakuchi, as well as the turnaround, and the first blood going to the Weaver. I can't believe the Weaver just got that. So much gold there. 400 plus the 300 from the bear, so that's absolutely huge in favor of the Radiant, as well as the offlane going to be so much easier now for this Weaver. Got 4 levels. PA, how's she doing? Still not doing too bad, though. She's actually at level 5. Doesn't need first blood to get anything like that. Just going to stand and bang. The blur really going to be helpful there. That's CM actually going to miss the pull. I'm not sure the catapult looks like disrupted it. She did steal the catapult from the creep wave earlier. Is she going to be able to get the last hit? Yeah, at least going to get the last hit from that. Meanwhile, ho ho ha ha. Shrapnel out again mid. Magnus does have a DD rune, and now that he's got level 6, can really spam out that shockwave. He's got the bottle, and really, is he going to look to maybe get a kill here? He's got the skewer as well as the shockwave, but no, actually going to tank a little bit of the tower there, so slight misplay from him. Sniper is pinging him out. Chen's coming around, but only with the Wild Wing. Unfortunately, doesn't have another creep just yet, I don't believe. Doesn't look like it. CM saying, hey, get in the rune, and there's the ultimate. This is a dead Magnus here. One more right click from the Weaver. Already 2 kills for this Weaver, so an odd roaming Weaver. Medusa, we are going to see her grab the Midas. 6 minutes in. Nice early Midas. And this was supposed to be a pretty kill-heavy game. It hasn't been just yet, especially with the Midas. You'd expect it not to be, but does look like it's really going to explode later on here. Sniper just going to keep right-clicking here. His Lone Druid still doesn't have his bear for a minute. Really just going to absolutely destroy whatever potential he had in the jungle. And really, the pressure that I thought was going to be coming out from the Radiant team, from this Chen, and from this Crystal Maiden, ended up coming out from this Weaver. So really nice plays from him, although the Shadow Fiend still got free farm top. We'll see if he's going to go into the Eul's Scepter build. I think Eul's would be a fairly good idea here, because they really need to control this Weaver. Just Eul's him up and get the ulti out. There's really not many heroes that can deal with that. Even setting up the stun for the Lina should be an easy kill. Sniper does get a salve mid. Meanwhile, here it is. The Chen finally going to start harassing this Magnus out mid, but it's a little bit too late. He's already got 4 points into Shockwave, as well as his bottle. He is going to try to stack again. Maybe get some Wild King Rippers here. But looks like he's just going to start taking this camp. And with the Troll, maybe look to push a tower. You've got the armor, as well as the attack speed from the Hellbear here. So pretty good creeps to push a tower. They are somewhat low, which is unfortunate. And there's the smoke mid. No CM, though. And you do need the CM, I believe, to really stop this Magnus from just skewering away. You don't really have too many stuns. He is going to be at high HP, but look at this. Again, the roaming Weaver, 10 wand charges, so nice for him. Chen actually going under the tower already. The Wild Wing is going to start tanking. There's the Shockwave, so quite a bit of damage as well. The Chen actually going to get taken under tower. The creep's still tanking, fortunately enough for him, but Sniper is nowhere nearby. And this is Chen. I mean, excuse me, this Magnus is going to be perfectly fine. Maybe they're just going to look to push the wave. Should probably get a couple skeletons, and yeah, there it is. This is a very dead Dark Troll Summoner, and just giving some more CS to this Magnus, who's going to have his blink probably around the 10-minute mark. If things still go his way, maybe around the 13-minute more. Oh, if he would have gotten that Hellbear Smash, that would have been huge. But here's the CM, the ulti from the Sniper. Is he going to go down? The double damage from the CM. One more right click, maybe 2. Look who it is, the Weaver. Maybe going to get the kill. No, it's the CM. Just barely getting the range. So a nice little rotation there. And like I said, this Magnus was going to have to play so safe here. The Sniper already has an easy lane. You know, maybe it gets a little bit harder from the Shockwave span, but he doesn't have to play safe, and the pressure from the Chen CM is going to be so hard. Look at this. Is the PA going to be able to get a kill? No! So close to getting a kill there. Onto the Medusa, who doesn't have her Midas on cooldown, thankfully enough. Top tower, meanwhile, for the Radiant, is going to go down to the Shadow Fiend, as well as this Lina, who have just been really controlling this lane. I would have liked to see the Lina rotate a bit more here as, really, what did the Shadow Fiend need help with? Absolutely nothing. And there's the tower. Who's going to get the last hit? Looks like the Shadow Fiend. So a nice bit of gold, 1,500. We'll see still if he's going to grab the Yule Scepter here. CM just posting up a bit. Does have a Tango as well as her Tranquil Boots. Going to heal up quite fast there. As Sniper looks like he's going to move into the Mask of Madness after his treads are finished. And maybe the side of the Radiant here getting a little bit scared of this PA free farming. We'll see if she's going to move maybe into a Battle Fury here. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea, although you already do have a Magnus, so he can just give you that Empower, and you don't even need it. There's the treads getting picked up, so nice early treads allow you to get a few more daggers out there if you just tread switch. And Weaver looks like he's going to start rotating top lane. Shadow Fiend, though, maybe. Where's the CM freezing something? Just a creep. Nothing too major here. Look at the damage onto this Weaver. Just from one right click, doing about 100 damage to this Weaver. And look at this. Weaver's just going to have to TP out. Meanwhile, Lone Druid going back to jungling. How much gold does he have? So almost has his Midas actually at 10 minutes. Ended up getting a little bit more than I expected. And look at the Shockwave. Going to do so much damage. Tranquil Boost is going to heal right back up. And is the Mag perhaps going to use Skewer? Maybe even just Skewer up. And look at that. The Lina's close by. There's the Shockwave. There's the Skewer. Actually going to pull her out of the stun. But it doesn't matter. That is a dead CM. Each hero picking up about 100 gold. Sniper, though, we've got Laguna Blade. He's got to be careful here. And it looks like the team sees that. Lina's saying, hey, guys, I'm 6. All we need is a Shockwave Laguna. And this Sniper should go down. Like the new animation there on the Shockwave from the Immortal in the Compendium is actually really nice there. And we see Weaver rotate bot lane. Going to be just perhaps helping to push this tower a bit. The PA still hanging about. Does get a Clarity in. As we do have some good creeps for pushing here. The Satyr is going to get out the little bit of a Hadoken there. Get a lot of damage onto the creeps as well as the Mystic Stake. Really going to help push out there. A little bit of aggro being transferred, unfortunately, to the Centaur Conqueror there. And looks like the Weaver coming up around, just really not wanting this PA to go in. If she does go in, you'll have a Weaver in the back. And there we go. Tower finally going to get traded. So a mid and a bot tier 1 tower already for the Radiant. They should probably look towards this tier 1 top lane and at least try to limit some of the jungle of the Shadow Fiend. He's just getting so much, really. Almost has his Yule Scepter. And what have they done to stop him? The longer this goes on, I mean, sure, you've got the Medusa, but, you know, she's really got to get a lot. Maybe a Scotty, and she can start surviving some of these Yule Scepter ultimates from the Shadow Fiend. But he's still going to be hitting so hard. They do have the negative armor as well. If you get a nice ulti from the Medusa, the Weaver does actually, you know, get the double hit on there, so they're taking more damage, as well as if he gets the Swarm on them, they will take more damage from the Swarm, have more negative armor here. Meanwhile, we do see all are healed for the CM top lane. Just going to go down to the Shadow Fiend solo, who's quite low. He's got to be careful. The Chen nuke, perhaps. No, he doesn't have mana, unfortunately. Trying to Clarity up for it, but Shadow Fiend just barely going to get out, and he's going to grab his Yules 12 minutes in. This is going to start to get very scary for the Radiant team. He'll be able to find so many solo pickups. Sniper does pick up the Mask of Madness, but this is a 6.84 Mask of Madness, which did get nerfed a little bit here. As Medusa going to continue to jungle up. Does have her treads. We'll see maybe if she's going to use or move into the Crow build. I think that would probably be the best bet. Grab the Yasha, and then go straight into the Scotty. Get a little bit of a move speed. Farm a little bit faster from camp to camp, and then just go into the Scotty and tank up. It just gives you so much agility, strength, as well as intelligence, which almost doubles as a little bit more HP. Meanwhile, CM running up. Her boots are canceled, unfortunately. The bear, though, looks to be the target here, as the Lone Druid could lose it. Almost certainly. There's one race from the Shadow Fiend. Unfortunately, no team beside him to help out with that. If only he could have Yules one hero up easily. Yules the Sniper, ult the Sniper. Maybe the CM here could be an easy pick. You don't even need to use the ultimate. Just a couple raises, maybe one right click, and she's going to go down. But the RP, this could be a very nice RP here. There's the Crystal Maiden looking to go on the Shadow Fiend. She's got to be careful, though. There's the RP, perhaps. Where's he going? It looks like no. There's the Yule Scepter. Doesn't even need the ultimate. Going to channel it anyways. And the CM actually going to stop it. There it is. Finally landing. And Lone Druid going to be the one to get the kill. So I think the Shadow Fiend probably should have saved the ultimate there. The PA is going to give chase. But with the Medusa throwing out her ultimate, going to be stone formed. And can't really do much. Actually, PA just barely escaping that stone form. Could she continue to chase onto this Medusa? Does she see her? No, doesn't see her. So maybe just going that way out of habit. Moving towards the secret shop here. Is she going to pick up anything? No, only 1,200 gold. Still unsure if she wants to go for perhaps a Midas here. as it looks like the Weaver going for a Desolator, so they're going to have so much physical damage on both teams. And the Empower already given to this PA, so she's going to be happy of that. Almost level 11. So despite being the offlane hero, doing pretty well level-wise, and does this Meg want to perhaps try to skewer or onto the cliff? Looks like it's getting pinged up from the sniper. He's saying, hey, be careful, but look at this. That's a lot of damage. Sniper ulti isn't level 11. No, it's not. Unfortunately, the level 11 ulti, maybe the level 10 with that shrapnel should be enough here. The bottle up just barely going to survive on about 30 HP, and that's going to spell the end of that little fight, as Magnus just barely going to survive. We've got the Weaver in the jungle, just playing a little bit of harassment, and look at the damage yet again. The stun from the Lina actually gonna hit, and the raise as well, both blind. The sentry came up after, but the raise was already going, so Shadow Fiend's gonna get the killing spree. 900 gold. We'll see if perhaps he's gonna move into probably, I'd imagine, a blink next. And look at this, these heroes are getting so aggressive. Shadow Fiend doesn't have ulti for another 30 seconds, so can't do too much. We do have Laguna on cooldown though, and a couple raises. Shadow Fiend's gonna get caught. He is gonna go for the ward at the very least. Shadow Fiend, you gotta use yourself here, buddy. There's the Yules being used as well as the stun from this Lina. The Shadow Fiend's gonna go down though, as well as the Medusa. The RP's gonna land on 3. Are we gonna see at least a skewer to follow it up? Laguna's gonna go down to the Crystal Maiden. Sniper's coming up from the behind with the shrapnel here. Does he have the ultimate? He does have the ultimate. It's just gonna turn around though, tanking the creeps. Not really too happy with that. They are gonna continue the chase onto the Satyr Tormentors, but they won't be able to get too much outside of that. Actually, Lina's gonna go down to the sniper ultimate there, and a nice pick for him. Weaver found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Does still have the time lapse, perhaps gonna get the kill on the lone druid. Is he gonna go down because of it though? We don't have enough mana. There's the shockwave. We do have another Sakuchi. Do we have another shockwave? No, unfortunately they won't be able to get that kill. No AoE spells to speak of, but was, I believe, a 3-for-1. No, a 3-for-2. The Medusa went down there. So a 3-for-2. They did get a ward as well, which isn't too bad, but that does favor the Radiant here, as the Radiant actually leading in net worth, thanks to those towers, I'd imagine, as well as the EXP, though, in favor of the Dire. Magnus actually getting a kill onto this Weaver. I'm sorry I missed that. I'm not sure how he managed to pick that one up, but nice RP from the Mag there. Unfortunately, they didn't have any follow-up damage. The Lina stun on top of that RP, as well as a Dragon Slave, would have been huge, but a little bit too far off, and they still managed to get a few picks. The sniper coming from behind, getting that Lina, very important as well. And looks like this Medusa is going to go into a Lincoln Sphere here, which isn't the worst idea. Going to stop the Yules, stop the Laguna Blade, but can get popped very easily from this dagger, and it's not going to block the RP by any means, or the Dragon Slave. So we'll have to see kind of how much that really affects this game here. See, I'm just going to stand by this sniper, and sniper going to continue to farm the camps here. Does buy something here. Looks like it's going to be, yeah, Shadow Blade for the sniper, I'd imagine here. Silver Edge wouldn't be too bad if you can get the Silver Edge on this PA, who is going to be moving into a Basher here. Nice little idea. Doesn't really need the, I mean, really, they're going to be fighting so much here. So we've got 14 kills in 17 minutes, and early on, there was almost nothing. There's the Laguna being spent on the Crystal Maiden, almost getting a kill on both of them with just herself. And here's the sniper coming up, and they're going to get kills here. This PA, I'm not sure what she's doing. There's the stun from the Centaur. Do we have the ultimate from the Shadow Fiend? He does have 36 souls. The PA's still alive, but she's got to turn around and run. Triple kill going to the Medusa. And CM saying, was it worth it, PA? I'm not sure it was, but 18 kills so far in this game. PA thinks it was, so we'll have to say it was. A little bit of 1,000, maybe about 1,600 gold change there. Sniper's running up with his mask. Shadow Fiend's still a little bit close up, in my opinion, as well as the Magnus, who does have RP. Gotta get out of there as the Weaver does throw out the Swarm here, and maybe a nice RP follow-up here. With the Shadow Fiend out, you can skewer them into it. Would be absolutely massive. He does have Dust, actually, on the Shadow Fiend, and we do see the Deso being picked up on the Weaver at 18 minutes. That new Deso change, dropping the cost by about 600, I believe, is absolutely massive on these heroes that go Deso. It gives you so much early game damage. It's not too often you'd want to skip it, and Weaver's saying, hey guys, there's a DD. I've got a Desolator, as well as we've got a Chen with a mech. Let's take Roshan here, and look at that. They're actually going to take this Roche so fast, despite not having too much farm on anybody here. I think the sniper should probably look to maybe tank this a little bit, or at least the Medusa. The Weaver's not the best hero here, as is going to be taking a lot of damage. Actually, Roche targets the Swarm Bug there. Did not know that, so nice little bit of tanking there from the Swarm Beetle, as There's the Aegis on Weaver. The Shadow Fiend as well as the Lina did come up to ward, but a little bit too late here as Weaver getting a little bit aggressive onto this Magnus. Are they going to be able to get the kill? There's the Aegis gone already, but the CM ulti is going to kill the Magnus for a follow-up. So a Magnus for an Aegis, not too bad there. They do still have the stun as the Laguna, but look at the damage. The Weaver actually going to get rooted there, but not going to help too much for that Lina as the Bear perhaps going to go down. There's the Mystic Snake, not going to do too much damage on top of that as Shadow Fiend close by. They don't have the RP from the Magnus. They really need it. Perhaps they can, no, they're not even going to be able to fort this with the Weaver Deso as well as the Chen creep. And all 5 heroes, that's going to be a dead tower, but PA doing a pretty good job of split pushing. Sniper's coming back, but he's got to be careful. Does have the Shadow Blade though, so shouldn't die. And PA getting a little bit aggressive. Sniper, is he going to survive? Yes, he is. And with the CM close by, this is going to be a dead PA. Unfortunately, the ult from the Chen as well. PA's going to go down, and a little bit of a poor trade there as the Shadow Fiend ultimate did get used. Didn't get a single kill whatsoever. Did use the Yule Scepter here, but it looks like the Medusa ulti going to cancel out, as well as the Mana Shield soaking up a ton of that damage, it looks like. Shadow Fiend going to continue to chase. Still has the Yule Scepter. Medusa is going to just hide around the corner. There's the Magnus, though. Weaver does have to be careful. Still has time lapse, but no Aegis this time. Almost level 11, which is going to be nice for him as there's the dust being thrown out. Medusa saying jukes, and are they going to be able to get the kill? There's the Yule Scepter being thrown up. They've got the raise. Going to miss the raise, though, as he does use time-lapse here. Does have Sakuchi. They're going to continue the chase. They know he turned around here. The stun, unfortunately, Light Strike Array gonna miss. Meanwhile, top lane, Magnus is here. Gonna get ulted the mech from the Chen. He's gonna be fine. Are they gonna kill the Magnus? Yes, they are. The PA's coming in. Is she gonna go on perhaps the CM? Yes, the CM's gonna go down. Sniper does still have the Shadow Blade. The Chen should be the next logical target here as he's gonna go down. There's one raise, a couple right clicks, and that is a dead Chen. The Lina with the Light Strike Array. She's gonna go down to the Sniper who did turn around after the Shadow Blade here. And there's the Yule Scepter out onto this Shadow Fiend so he can survive. Is this Weaver gonna go down? 34 HP. He's gonna live. PA, nobody can do anything. They've got no AoE here. The Weaver just gonna move into the trees. Does still have another Sakuchi here. Could just Sakuchi by these heroes and survive. Sniper perhaps could turn around and they could easily get a kill on this lone Druid. They've got the Sniper ulti. There's the Shadow Blade being used. Do they even need anything more than the Shadow Blade and a couple right clicks? There's the Bear getting resummoned here. Sniper, you gotta go on him. Sniper, you gotta go on him. But with no mana for the ulti, can't cancel the TP there. And Weaver, you gotta be careful. The PA's still there. Just gonna kind of skirt around the PA as she's getting the Basher. And once she gets the Basher, it could be a little bit harder for the Sniper. They do need some true sight here, though. There's the Swarm gonna be thrown out onto the PA here. And this Weaver actually getting a little bit aggressive. Does have time lapse when you've got no HP. Look at that. Just turns around and walks into the PA. She's just gonna one-hit him. I'm really not sure what he expected there. The CM gonna come up as throw down her ulti. This is a dead PA. A nice ulti. This new change onto the CM is actually so huge. There's almost no downtime on her ulti now. I mean, there is, but still, the Sniper is gonna go down and get a nice little dominating streak towards the Shadow Fiend. Magnus gonna look into the Force Staff next. Is a nice little play as the Lina really playing that role 36 support, so not getting too much farm here. As the Medusa does have the Linkens, but really, she doesn't have too much damage just yet. Without Split Shot on, only hitting for a little over 100, about 120 here. With it on, probably hitting for about 90 something. I'd imagine there. Yeah, it looks like 99 exactly. So once she puts a few more levels in, it won't be too bad as it does kind of, you know, give her some more targets at the very least. But nice little shockwave from the Magnus. Going to push out this wave a little bit. Medusa not going to grab the denies and get a few cheap denies there, but no problems with that. Weaver is going to pull this creep wave and probably look to farm the jungle a little bit. He actually did miss it, though. You got to pull it a little bit later than that, and usually pulling it up there is a little bit safer. Desolator damage just being absolutely huge. There's the Silver Edge on the Sniper, so PA gonna be a little bit scared of that as the Magnus getting a nice 2-hero RP on both the supports on the side of the Radiant. The Chen's gonna use Hand of God, but he's gonna go down. Haste onto the CM, luckily enough, but the Yule Scepter is gonna purge that, so she's gonna go down, and that's a dead CM and a dead Chen. Getting a little bit overly aggressive in the jungle. I'm sure maybe they're just looking to limit some of the farm here, but really not worth it. Lone Druid, we'll see what his item progression's been. Does have 2.4k, perhaps going to be looking towards the Radiance. Only 23 minutes in, so still quite early on in this game. And it's 14-19, so about 24 or 23 kills already this game. And 23 minutes, so it started off slow. The Lone Druid going to grab the Vlad, so Vlad's now affecting range 2. It's going to give some lifesteal to the Shadow Fiend, who did pick up the Blink. I thought that would be the next logical item choice. And the Weaver actually getting a Talisman of Evasion here, so going to help evade some of these attacks. We'll see if maybe he's going to be moving into a Halberd or what he's going to be grabbing here. He is going to Sakuchi mid and push out that. A Sniper's going to grab a little bit of a stack here for himself. And Medusa, looks like she's going to be grabbing a Scotty next. That's going to be very huge against this PA. Even this Lone Druid as well. Reduce some of that attack speed. You know, be able to kite very well with that move speed slow as well here. And could be a Manta too, but I think the Scotty would be the next logical decision. And then really, once you get a Scotty, what damage do you have against this Medusa? She's so tanky with the mana shield on. And it's just going to be so hard to kill her. You're going to need huge crits from the PA. They are going to pop the Lincolns already, but look at this. The PA perhaps getting a little bit too aggressive. They can't kill her with this stone form here, and she's just going to walk away after that stone form. And there's the Yule Scepter, though. The Shadow Fiend ulti, could it be enough? How much is the Mana Shield going to block? Almost all of it. I'll give it. She's far away, and she's just going to TP out. Magnus, do we have anything to cancel it? The RP is going to be spent, but just look at how tanky she was. It took so much from all three heroes to stop that, and if the rest of your team's getting a lot on the map, which they are, I'd say maybe worth it there. The CM perhaps could go down here. Is she going to spend the ulti? I would not do it. There's the mech. Hand of God. Is it on cooldown? It's not, unfortunately, for another 11 seconds. Maybe she's going to get a kill on the Lone Druid. They're both so low. If only they had a Hand of God there. And the Root is going to prevent it, but look who's here, the Weaver, always in the right place at the right time. The PA, though, going to turn around onto this onto this Chen. The dust being used as well. Are they going to kill this Weaver? It's going to time-lapse. Do we have the stun? The Light Strike array going to miss. Unfortunately, the Weaver still so low from just the PA, though, and that's got to be a dead Weaver. They're right beside each other. A nice first hit crit, and the Weaver's going to go down, so I thought it was going to be useful for the team, the Medusa dying there, but looks like it wasn't, as it's going to be a 4-for-1 essentially when all's said and done. The Sniper probably actually could have killed the PA there, disabling her passives with the Silver Edge, or at least made her turn tail at the very least. And PA looks like she's actually picking up a Vlad, so not the best item choice here, as we've already got a Vlad's on the Lone Druid. But something I do actually really like to see here is the double Necrobook Druid is actually so difficult to deal with. Especially with the Necrobook buff, you give them so much damage, 120 damage to each Necrobook unit, and both the Bear and Lone Druid can have separate Necrobooks, so that's 124 damage across 4 units, as well as the attack speed and the damage buffs they got recently. So really, double Necrobook Lone Druid, especially in pubs, it's actually so viable. If you win one team fight, you can push so fast, it's ridiculous. I do encourage you guys to try it, maybe if you just want to have a little fun. Double Necrobook Druid. And, you know, it doesn't help you farm necessarily faster unless you use them to push out the waves here. But Shadow Fiend sticking close by this PA, maybe looking to bait somebody in. He is going to be moving into the BKB, as PA is going to be doing the same. And looks like the Radiant, though, looking to push mid. They've got a DD here on the Medusa. Lone Druid just going to be farming up with his Bear. Nice safe positioning here, so he's going to be aware of his surroundings, as the Dragon Slave just going to push out this mid lane, and Medusa just going to walk right up. She's got these points into the Mana Shield. There's the Yules. Maybe. No. Shadow Fiend just giving her a little bit of a high five and saying, all right, going to take off after this. And Shrapnel going to be thrown down. Are looking for this Lone Druid here around the back, as Magnus perhaps going to look for a nice RP from the back here. Is playing very far back. Pink PA is pinging him out, saying, hey, just go, buddy. They don't know you're there. There's the PA. There's the 4-step. There's the RP. Gonna catch 4 heroes. The PA's in here as well. The Shadow Fiend ultimate, as well as the Stone Form being used. The CM, she's gonna get a full duration ultimate off here, it looks like. Just look at the damage. Yule Scepter gonna cancel it. Sniper's gonna go down to the PA there. And there's the CM turning around, gonna use Frostbite. And this Chen's gonna go down to this PA, just dealing out so much damage from the crits. Here comes this Weaver, though. Is he gonna be able to output a little bit of damage? No, he's gonna have to turn tail and run. Doesn't have a time lapse here. And after that, RP was absolutely huge. The heals from the Chen almost saving the team, as well as the Stone Form. The Medusa is just going to walk out here, but That fight could have gone so much worse if they didn't have this Chen. Honestly, the 4-man RP would have been absolutely deadly. Or perhaps if this PA had the, I mean, she didn't have any cleave. Unfortunately, the Weaver perhaps going to die here, but if she had the Empower there, would have been absolutely massive. Looks like they do want to make a go onto this Medusa. There's all the mana being drained pretty well, and maybe the PA gonna have to turn around and kill this Weaver, who does have a time lapse, fortunately enough, but one crit could be enough to kill her. There's one crit as well as a bash. The Shadow Fiend gonna miss the raise, unfortunately. Do they see the Weaver? No, it looks like he's gonna get away, as well as the Medusa, so target priority, not the best there. As it looks like the Lone Druid gonna be moving into a BKB of all items. Meanwhile, Weaver, no way, I can't believe the Lina was able to pick up that kill. That's huge for her, being a support. 1600 gold. Looks like she's gonna be moving into a Glimmer Cape here. That item is just so good, but look at the damage. The Silver Edge gonna cancel any passives that she does have. They're not gonna be of any use whatsoever. Turn around and alter, no! Not gonna be enough. Perhaps could have killed her with the right clicks here, but that fight up here was just so intense here. Perhaps if the Eul Scepter didn't cancel the ultimate from the CM, it was outputting so much damage. Got about half duration ulti off there, and that was pretty huge for her team. Could have been even worse. Yet again, she's getting a BKB, and this is going to be very scary, honestly, for the Dire, as they can't really cancel it with anything but the RP. And even that, you can just BKB, post RP, and channel your ultimate. It's going to be so much damage, attack speed, move speed slow here, and ho ho ha ha from the Shadow Fiend here, who does have 2.6k, so pretty well does have his BKB here. CM, is she gonna find the PA? It looks like no, they're all so close by. It could be absolutely huge if they do see her sniper. Maybe you're gonna see this ward, perhaps not. Nighttime vision too strong. And there's the Aegis gonna go down. PMS being dropped by this PA, who does have a BKB, and this looks to be the Dire's time now. They've got pretty well everything they need. If they can get there, especially before this CM picks up a BKB, it's going to be huge. The Chen looking towards the Agnum Scepter, which would be very helpful this game. Maybe getting I mean, the Mud Golems aren't as strong anymore, unfortunately. They don't give you that 20% bonus HP. So not really the best that you can grab, but if they can get an RP with this Empower, that's going to be an easy 5-man wipe here. As CM just going to be right-clicking, or excuse me, this PA going to be right-clicking down some creeps here. We were going to throw out the Swarm, but really going to be nothing but more farm for these heroes. Almost worth a creep now, actually. After the creep nerfs, the Swarm actually pretty close to a creep worth there. It's worth a lot more than you'd expect, really. Going to be pushing the tower with the bear. Going to be dealing so much damage. Just look at that. There's the BKB already from the CN. A little bit too early. She's going to up and no, the run. Excuse me. Well, I can't believe that just happened. The root is going to prevent her from ulting there. And how unlucky is that? And here's the big bad PA. Perhaps going to go in off that. The Swarm being used yet again. So they're going to have to right click those down before they lose too much armor here. But I can't believe the root canceled that there. Mystic Snake going to be thrown up, but not going to do too much. There's the Blink RP going to land on 3 heroes. The Shadow Fiend has his ultimate skewered back. There's 2 dead already. The CM and the Chen are going to blow up the Weaver. Is he going to go down? The bear perhaps going to be the only casualty here so far. Laguna being used on the Weaver as well as the root going to help secure the kill. They're going to continue to go onto this Medusa. The Magnus is going to go down in the back to the Sniper ultimate. Meanwhile, the Medusa so tanky with the Mana Shield. The Eul Scepter from the Shadow Fiend onto the Sniper. There's the root. The PA still has the Aegis. If she goes down, it doesn't even matter. Are they going to kill the Medusa? Going to continue to run home. PA, is she going to keep the chase going? It looks like she wants to, at least on the Sniper, who does have Shadow Blade. No, the bash. Another crit, perhaps. There it is. The Sniper is going to go down, and that's going to be mid-racks for the side of the Dire. No buybacks from the PA. And a nice RP there. Again, this Magnus, I got to say, one of the MVPs of this game. The PA playing well, getting some nice crits here. And nice LCM. A little bit of a trash talk, but you gotta wonder what that CM was thinking. Honestly, she should have waited. There's the BKB already from the PA, perhaps getting too aggressive. We do have 3 heroes up. There's the CM. Does have a BKB ultimate if she wants to spend it. And it looks like, no, they're all gonna have to back off here. The CM doesn't have her boots canceled yet, so she's so fast. PA gonna blink out, but it looks like this Lina is gonna go down here. Does have enough mana, perhaps, to live. Is gonna Glimmer Cape up, but there's the ulti from the CM. Gonna get the kill onto the Lone Druid. Very unnecessary, but when you've only got about 90 seconds of downtime on that, it's pretty worth it. She's going to reply with the thanks after using her ulti to kill Lone Druid, but that could have been far worse for the Radiant. Surprised they didn't get the racks there. I don't believe Lone Druid had a Baron. That was the main issue. They don't know the gems here. There's the Scotty being picked up here. Are they going to see the gem with the courier? They should have, but maybe if nobody's paying attention, they aren't going to pick it up here. And that's going to be pretty huge. If somebody from the Dire can stumble over there and pick it up. They do have a smoke picked up onto this Lina, so perhaps the smoke could spell the end of this game. If they can, you know, smoke around into their jungle, grab a couple kills. But this Magnus hitting some fantastic RP. He's going to pick up a BKB of his own. But really, the major thing they've got to be careful of is the stone form, which goes through BKB. The gem is going to be picked up here by the sniper. He does manage to find it while moving over towards the Ancient. So, nice little grab from him as the courier are going to be scouting up for Roche. But it's not going to be up for a while here. Really, they did just lose it on this Phantom Assassin, who is going to be going for... I'm not sure. I'd imagine it's going to be a Mjolnir, but it could very well be a Desolator. Honestly, really, you don't know. Especially in pubs, people can go for whatever they want. I mean, a Deso wouldn't be bad by any means. You've already got the negative armor from the Shadow Fiend here. It looks like they want to make a go onto this Weaver, perhaps. No Eul Scepter, though. They do need the Shadow Fiend Euls here. As, this Lina setting up. Weaver is just going to Sakuchi home, though, so going to be safe for him. CM ulti really going to be key in this next fight. Is going in for an Aghanim Scepter now, so this Chen really, I mean, the side of the Radiant have kind of given up on warding and such here. You know, they're getting Aghanim Scepter on both heroes, BKB on the CM. Once this Chen has eggs, it is going to be alright. Doesn't have level 16 yet, though, and level 16 is pretty important as well. If you're going to get that Aghanim Scepter here, is PA and Lina moving up to the bot lane to push it out. Shadow Fiend not too far off as well. Looks like he's going to go for a Scotty of his own here, and not a bad idea whatsoever. Going to help against this sniper, going to help against this Medusa as well. Give you a lot more chases. That's not really the problem. They do have a lot of chase with this this PA. A lot more chase than they've got on the side of the Radiant. Sure, the Weaver can Sakuchi up, but they've got no long-range chase. You know, they've got no dagger to help catch up. They've got no Eul Scepter. No Magnus, perhaps, with the skewer or blink skewer back. There's a shrapnel being thrown out, and Sniper got to be very careful. The Shadow Fiend could easily blink Eul Scepter him. That'd be a dead sniper, even with the Shadow Blade. Doesn't matter. They do see him there. I'm not sure how. Oh, they have a nice ward there, actually. A nice place ward. I'm not sure who dropped that one. Most likely the Lina. And they'll be able to see behind this tower. And there's the BKB again. A very poor ultimate here from this CM. A nice timely Glimmer Cape's going to help this Lina survive the ulti from the sniper. And that's a major teamfight ability they need. Honestly, the CM should wait until the middle of a fight to pop that, as they won't have too many ways to stop it. Perhaps wait for the RP. Glimmer Cape going to be used yet again on this Lina, who's been pretty important in these fights as well. The Laguna Blade, you'd wish she had, you know, the pure damage from an Aghanim Scepter, but still, throwing it out on any of these heroes is going to be helpful. Perhaps not the Medusa. She's just so tanky with all of that mana right now. Honestly, it looks like they're just going to try and sack the bear, but Lone Druid not close enough. Glimmer Cape being used on the PA already. Just going to use the Sniper ultimate on the bear. Is he going to go down? 130 HP. Lone Druid's going to have to resummon here. Just came off cooldown at the very least, thankfully enough. So the Dire still looking to pressure this tower. 3 Centaurs here. And if this is a good Chen, that's going to be a triple stun on somebody. Maybe a couple of heroes, which could be pretty effective. But really, the name of the game is going to be this Magnus RP. They're so grouped up here. You'd wish maybe they had a ward here to scout that out. But fortunately for them, not going to have it. As that would be absolutely massive. You could just sneak up around here. Even just Glimmer Caping in. Glimmer Cape is so useful for that one reason. The main reason why the smoke is so strong is that it gives you an invis initiation on some heroes. You know, you can smoke up as an Enigma, as a Bad Rider, and they can't see the initiation. And when you can't see the initiation, how do you deal with it? You really can't. So if you just Glimmer Cape up to, you know, normal sight where you'll be able to blink in, just RP here and skewer them back towards maybe a Shadow Fiend who's already charging up his ultimate. I mean, I can't see how you lose that team fight, but, you know, no big problems with that whatsoever. They're still ahead, so they don't have to push anything too much. Do have a Desolator now in the PA, and that will be the pickup, so gonna really, whatever target she goes on is just absolutely gonna blow up, especially if the Shadow Fiend is nearby. She's got the Empower too, so she's hitting for so much damage, critting for already 1400 as the CM close by. Just gonna throw out a Frost Nova. PA really just pushing up all alone. The sniper could perhaps turn around, though. They do see the Medusa there. They're going to go in. The Yule Scepter being used. They're waiting for the Stone Form to wear off. There's the BKB up from this PA, who's going to look to turn on the CM. The Shadow Fiend ultimate. The CM is going to drop her ulti, but it doesn't matter. It's going to do nothing. The Bear perhaps going to be the only one to tank any of that ult damage. A double kill and a beyond godlike for the PA. The Medusa and the CM both down. Medusa does have buyout. But is it going to be too effective here? Really, they've got a Deso. These racks are going to go down so quick. They can get top racks as well right after. And it looks like that may be the play here. The Weaver close by, but he's got to be careful. Still trying to get the Butterfly. His farm is really slowed down here after all that early game damage. And just look at that. Racks didn't even survive for like a couple seconds there. They're going to be moving to the top lane. Medusa is going to be forced to buy back. So even if they do get 1 or 2 kills here, it's really going to hinder her item progression. Unless she gets maybe the Beyond Godlike here. But do they have RP? No, they don't. I forgot to use it there. If they get the Lina, that's going to be the only one they get. And look, she's just going to Glimmer Cape and walk away. And a pretty useless buyback so far. They're going to use the ulti here. Maybe they're going to get the Lina. The Shadow Fiend, though, he's got to be careful. He is close to dying as well. The PA just going to throw a dagger on the back there. And looks like the Lina is going to go down. The Shadow Fiend, he's going to be perfectly fine here. He's got a blink dagger. He really needs to blink. There's the blink, and he's just going to blink into the trees and TP out. So only a Lina for a Medusa buyback, and that's really going to slow down her farm. Getting, what, 16 gold for these creeps. Meanwhile, in the back, I didn't even see that. The PA getting a kill onto the CM. Weaver's going to TP back, and maybe the Weaver can get a kill onto the PA. Nope, she's just going to TP out and say, all right, thanks for the free kill. Medusa looks like she wanted to TP back, but she's going to move into the jungle. Finally getting full gold here for her last hits, as that buyback going to really hinder her item progression so much. Looks like the Chen creep is in here, and Magnus just going to kill it right before the Roche timer is up. And if they can get another Aegis on the PA, I really have no idea how they can deal with her. She'll have her Abyssal Blade as well by that time if she wants it. There's the Aghanims on Chen, but really, what does the eggs give you at this point? You have a much more early game centered team than the side of the Dire, and you know, even with the Medusa, with the Weaver, you know, Weaver this patch, he does get picked up a lot, but I really don't see how he's that good. You know, he needs a lot of farm to get the most out of his abilities. The Sakuchi as well as the time-lapse help keep him alive, but later on, the Sakuchi doesn't do too much. You really need it early game to secure kills, to make sure you don't die, you know, 6 times like the Weaver did, and then get some farm up. But even a Butterfly Deso, not going to be too effective. You need, you know, 5-6 items, maybe even by the 40-minute mark to make full use out of the 2 right clicks. So, I mean, really, she's got nothing compared to this PA or the Shadow Fiend here. And they're just going to take a free Roche, and that's a cheese and an Aegis. The Shadow Fiend could drop his TP, pick up the cheese, and they've got nothing to deal with these. Perhaps not sure there. Yeah, the Shadow Fiend is going to be the one to pick up the cheese. Courier is going to the secret shop. It looks like the AC is going to be picked up here onto what I imagine would be the lone druid. Yeah, there it is. His bear does pretty well have AC. There's the Abyssal Blade being picked up now in the PA. And I've got to say, this could be the end of the game. A short game compared to what I normally cast. 42 minutes in, but still a fantastic game so far. This PA has really shown what she can do later on in this game. Nice couple of wards here on this bot tower, and when that's where you want to push, why not put your wards that aggressive? And really, you know, you don't need them top lane. You're not going to be looking to push top lane. If you're going to push bot, that's where you want your wards here. As the Magnus with the RP so close to catching the Weaver there, but the skewer perhaps could be enough. Unfortunately not, as they're going to just skewer away from this PA here. And look at this. She's just taking so much. There's the Abyssal Blade. The Hand of God going to need to be used. Is the Weaver going to go down? No, the time lapse, but it doesn't matter. The ultimate from the Shadow Fiend. The Weaver is going to go down. No buyback. This Medusa is so tanky, though. The Shadow Fiend still with cheese. He's going to be fine. The Magnus is going to be the one to go down. Shadow Fiend, you need to cheese, buddy. Just turn around and cheese. Help your team fight. The lone Druid Bear continuing up. The PA as well. There's the root onto the Medusa. She's not going to have a buyback. Look at the damage onto the PA. She's going to go down, perhaps. Yes, finally going down. The Shadow Fiend still with the cheese. Just pop the cheese and turn around. You can easily kill the sniper. It looks like they're all just going to run. And the Lina, where's she dying? It looks like she's just taking up tower hits mid lane, oddly enough. Not sure what she's doing. She's going to go down here to the sniper. That's one right click and she's going to go down. Perhaps the sniper, the root, is he going to go down before he can kill the lone druid? No, the sniper just barely surviving on about 190 HP and a close ranged, not really sure what this Shadow Fiend's doing. He could turn around, blink up, Shadow Blade, or excuse me, the sniper has Shadow Blade, but it is up actually, so not going to be able to secure the kill. So what should have been a fantastic fight was actually a pretty poor RP on the back of this Magnus, only catching the Medusa, and that's the one hero you don't care about catching. She's just so tanky. Almost caught the Weaver there, though, so I do see why he threw out that RP, and the Weaver did go down. The Sniper getting an Ultra kill, though, does have an MKB now to help deal with the blur of this Phantom Assassin, and that's actually huge. Once the Weaver gets one, and perhaps the Medusa, who is close to one, does have 1,500 gold on top of her Demon's Edge, so only about 1,500 gold away. Shadow Fiend is going to pick up a Scotty of his own here, and game's not done yet. We do see the Chen looking to pick up some Ancients, but unfortunately not going to be too effective here, as still only got 2 Ancients, unfortunately for him. We'll see what he wants to pick up next. That new Deso sound is just so weird. DD on the Shadow Fiend, just hitting so hard right now. I wouldn't even bother raising. When your right clicks, do more. Just one hit almost every creep here. Is Lone Druid does have the AC, but on his hero doesn't have much on his bear. So normally we see, you know, the AC on the hero, or excuse me, on the bear here. Give him the attack speed, as well as he's usually the one up front in the fights, and really the AC would give them so much negative armor. AC, Desolator, as well as I believe it's -7 here, -6, excuse me, from the Shadow Fiend as well. So much negative armor onto these heroes from the Deso, from the AC, from the Dark Lord presence, and 2,000 gold on the Shadow Fiend. We'll see what he wants to grab next. Perhaps just going to pick up the Boots of Travel. Eul's Scepter hasn't been all too effective this game. He hasn't been able to use too many heroes, and I kind of like these creeps. I believe the Dark Troll Summoner's Net does go through Magic Immunity, which would be pretty huge against this PA especially. They're just going to ward up here, mid lane. Not sure why they're pushing mid lane, and CM ulti already going to be used. BKB not even going to be used on the Shadow Fiend. He's just going to go down. Magnus is going to jump in, and he's going to have to BKB immediately. CM just going to get taken care of almost instantly with the crit. Sniper low as well. There's the RP going to land on 3. A beautiful RP this time around, but they have no follow-up just yet. This PA's got to be careful. She's going to blink in here onto the Chen, I believe. There's the Chen going down. The Medusa's still standing strong. Sniper, blink up on the Sniper. No, the Dark Troll Summoner is going to net him, and this Medusa's going to be fine. This Troll, or excuse me, this Lone Druid perhaps going to go down, as going to continue to chase. Just going to TP out, and they have no... Are you kidding me right now? Who has a Basher? The Mini Basher, excuse me, the LKB Mini Bash stopping that TP. That was absolutely huge, and he actually ran into the wrong trees there. There's a Gem of True Sight mid-tower. Going to expose a Naked Ancient. But really only grabbing the Chen there. I believe the Weaver survived. Looks like he did MKB here. Going to be picked up, I imagine, on the Medusa now. And there it is, MKB and 1,600 gold. Weaver, he's got 2.3k, so perhaps going to be looking for an MKB himself. Because really, the PA is the only one they've got to take care of here. 33 to 34 already in this game. 46 minutes in. And what a game it's been. These RPs have been pretty on point. That last one, unfortunately, the Shadow Fiend dying early on that fight. He's a majority of their damage. They need his ultimate to at least reduce the damage on the Sniper, as well as the Medusa. I mean, you know, late game, the ultimate doesn't do too much here for the Shadow Fiend. But the damage reduction is absolutely huge. And how much damage reduction is it? 50% damage reduction. I mean, really, what are these heroes going to be hitting for? Almost nothing in comparison to this PA, to the Shadow Fiend, to the Lone Druid Bear as well. So, Shadow Fiend really important in these fights. He's got to recognize that, and he's got to play a little bit less aggressive. The Dire getting perhaps a little bit too cocky here. And they do have to be careful. The Chen creeps are sitting around mid. Does have 2 Ancient Dragons. Still with that Dark Troll Summoner, as well as the bonus, the bonus HP from the Granite Golem. I thought it didn't give bonus HP, or maybe they just nerfed it. Maybe it used to be 20%, and they nerfed it to 15, but I thought 6.84 changed that. It looks like they're going to make a go here onto this Weaver, but Light Strike Array is going to miss, and even with a level 3 Laguna, it's only about 900 and something, 950 magical damage, not even pierce, so this Weaver going to be fine to tank it up. Actually, if he gets hit by both spells, maybe not, but looks like they are just going to run away here. On the Chen, no, the root! Oh no, the unfortunate root here on the Chen. BKB being popped. Instant cancel here, the Basher. It looks like, I'm not sure who's on the PA, excuse me, the Abyssal Basher. PA is going to go down though. The damage from the Sniper is huge, but he's going to go down. That's 3 heroes dead for only the PA who's going to buy back Although this RP could have barely missed the Weaver. The Medusa is just going to be hitting so hard here. Does have the damage reduction, I believe. No, from the SF ult. No, she doesn't. And a triple kill for the Shadow Fiend going down as his ultimate is going to kill the Weaver. And look at the damage here. The Medusa is going to go down. The buyback on the Shadow Fiend. And with only a buyback, I believe, on the Medusa and the Weaver, it looks like they could just move to end it if that's the play here. Looks like they're just going to charge it on mid. And with an open Ancient here, I'm not sure how they can hope to end it. They are going to smoke up perhaps just to get there a little bit faster. And it looks like double buyback here from both the Weaver as well as the Medusa. But, you know, they're expecting it. They're saying, guys, I don't really care. I've got so much damage. I've got Abyssal up in 1 second. If the Abyssal lands on any hero here, it's going to be huge. Blink Strike not going to land. You need to BKB here. There's the Abyssal onto the Medusa. Where are the crits? Where are the crits? They really need them. There's one crit. The Weaver taking so much damage as well. The PA is going to get the kill, and that's going to be game. 50 minutes in, 41 to 37. What a high kill game. The CM going to BKB, but how can you survive during those right clicks? GG, well played, being thrown out, and what a fantastic game. The PA and the Magnus both playing a great game of Dota. Mistakes were made, and wow, what a game. Thank you very much for this game. Superfresh on the PA did play fantastic, and what a fun game though. Exactly, Medusa saying it how it is, and well played all around, guys. Thank you for watching. I do have a short little clip at the end of the video that can tell you a little bit more about the series that I do, so if you want to stick around, maybe just catch that. And thanks again for this game. Have a good one, guys. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have my series From Lane to Lane where I just cast some everyday pubs that you guys send me. I also do some more professional pubs like games from Koikva, Miracle, whoever I can get my hands on from Dota Buff. I have a learning series as well, so feel free to check that out. There's some more info in the description as well as some videos linked in the annotations at the end here. Thanks a lot.